And already we have a couple of to-do items. There's one grade of case write-up to do, and which we are going to share. So let's just select on that and have a look, see how we might do that. So when we're marking this, we want to look at the marking rubric, and on this particular screen, which is a 27-inch screen, even with that very wide screen, the rubric doesn't fully fit on the screen, but it fits a lot better than on my 15-inch notebook. Okay, well I've had a quick read through this case submission. When I click on the View Rubric, we see that we have the 4 criteria: clinical synopsis, narrative medicine, critical appraisal, and writing style. Now, these are the abbreviated descriptors for the rubric. I've got my 15-inch MacBook to the left open on the HTML file, which gives the detailed descriptors. And the A criteria clearly and succinctly describes all pertinent aspects of the case, emphasising important details. This was an excellent, succinct case write-up. Displays in-depth knowledge of and involvement in the clinical journey, which she did whilst at the moment she scored 18 out of 20. I could go up and score there, but on the other hand, I think I was a little, possibly slightly on the generous side in letting her off with not describing any of the public health aspects in the critical appraisal, so I've decided I'm just going to leave it where it is. And that's a pretty impressive score. And if we go back to the Gradebook, what we see is that the student is actually an impressive student. He's one of our top students, so it's no great surprise. But you've given us the alphabetical listing of 7 students to mark, and how do we go about doing that? Well, one option is to click on the to-do and to scroll through and find your students using the right arrow at the top, which moves alphabetically, one student at a time. The other is we could go to the marks book, and if we had a particular student that we wanted to mark, we could filter by student name, and there we have both Joy and Rachel coming up. Now, neither of them have submitted. If they had, there would be a little icon here. Here she is. That's her 18 out of 20. She nailed her core competencies, which I marked earlier, and she did extremely well. I think that may be the top score in the MCQ, so Amy is certainly heading for a very good grade, which is nice. Now, while we're here, I have just happened to notice that Olivia has submitted her core competencies, so let's just quickly see how we might, now that we see that she has submitted. Just click on there. More details in SpeedGrader. I would prefer greatly that you use SpeedGrader. Expand the rubric. This is a lot simpler, this particular rubric, and she's done a nice job. Lovely submission. Alright, well, this is a trust me, I'm a doctor moment. I've had a look through the forms that were submitted, which are in 2 PDF files, and these have all been signed off. So that's 10 points. Now I have to save it, and that will now have gone into the Gradebook. Now the submit button down here is if I wanted to submit a comment, which I don't, but if I chose to, I could enter a comment and then click submit. So save saves the mark, but submit is for submitting a comment. And that's it. So hypothetically easy, but I do agree it's a little tricky to navigate around. Please just do your best.